also don't want to give it away, but I want to price it to sell. I'm not in the business of keeping these things. I need to turn over my money. That's got to be one of the nastiest looking albums I've seen in a while. So me and my wife attended an auction at a local auction house we go to a lot, and they had this postcard album. And with the online pictures, I did see 1 or 2 Halloween cards in there. I said, we're going to go to this auction. Now, would you buy this just looking at it? Would you even think about it? I don't see the nastiness. I look at the cards more than anything. The auctioneer said this was in an attic. They found it in an attic. That's why you see the binding down, the hotness, and stuff like that. So I call it attic burn. But on the whole ephemera lot, I spent $400. Yeah, I bought this album. $400 for everything, and this is the bulk. So I brought it home, and I said, how in the heck am I going to be able to show this on a video? This thing's falling apart. I can't hold it up like that, so I put it on a table, and I put the camera on a tripod and pointed to it, and I flipped through the pages. So you can see me going through and see what I bought. One of the main things I was doing was looking for those Halloween cards. Where are they? I found one at the auction, but I didn't see the other one. So I got the video clip. I'm gonna play a little soft music and do some voiceover as I go through it, so you can actually see me flipping these pages of the album and then going through the boxes, little trays of the other ephemera I got. Did I get a good deal? $400? So see what you think with this, just by watching that video, what your assumption is. Now remember, ephemera can be deceiving. What's in there? Flip one page over and there could be a $500 thing in there. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you on a detailed, minimal research, just some quick research for the video, and not listed yet, on what I found and what I expect to get out of this. Being conservative. We'll see how everything comes up. So here's the clip of me going through this paper in this nasty, ugliest album I've messed with in a long time. as you can see, there's a lot of diverse stuff. I got the photo album, and then I got some photos, I got some other things, and will have a garbage pile. And there's some things going to the flea market I won't sell. So what do you think? Did I throw my money away? Did I do okay? And again, it can be deceiving by what you see. Now let me go through with you what I kept out of this lot and how I organized it. Now the first thing is the album. I went through and took all the cards out of the album and threw the album away. It was not savable. Actually, I got on my floor, I had all this paper. It just broke apart. So I had to get the vacuum out and get all that cleaned up. But that went in the garbage real quick. So I got all the cards out. I ended up with 173 holiday postcards and normal regular divided back, undivided back, normal postcards that I'll list. I had 183. So for my estimate, my comp in my head, those holiday greeting cards, I don't do a lot of them. A lot of people have success with those, but I'm not a real Christmassy type person. Greetings and birthdays and Easter, I just don't seem to move those well and get excited to list those. So I figure, okay, I'm going to put those on Whatnot. I'm going to do an auction, and I'm going to sell these cards on Whatnot. And I gave a conservative $1 a card. I'm going to get $1 a card for these. Now probably be 50 cents the way Whatnot's going. But I did $1 card, so I'm going to make $173 gross. This is gross numbers. Now with all the taxes and stuff, I didn't want to get all that craziness going on. That's my problem to solve. But this is gross sales. So I figure 173 times $1 will get me $173 for those holiday cards. There wasn't anything special that I saw in them. There was one Santa that looked pretty good, but it's got a nice big crease going across the top. I don't want that conversation, so someone will get it and Whatnot. The regular cards, there is some really good ones in there, and then there's some that are just plain regular average. I said, you know what, I usually put cards up $4.55, $4.65. That's my base. I'm going to say $5. So 183 times $5, $915. So that's what I expect to get out of those. $5 average sale price. It might be more, it might be less. But that's just looking at it. But that's the two stacks that came out of the album. A pretty nice stack of cards for that album. And the cards are not messed up like the album. The cards are actually pretty good. They're not all brown or broken or anything. So they made it. The next thing I found in that album is 22 average RPPCs. These are RPPCs that I feel can go around $10. It could be a little bit more, like for a couple of them, and could be just a little bit less. So I figure I'll stay with $10, be conservative. So these 22 RPPCs, and I did verify they are RPPCs, to the best of my knowledge, $220, 22 times $10. So I figured gross sales, listed price off of these, they pay full price, be $220. Then we get into the good stuff. I didn't see these cards before. I knew there was RPPCs in there, but I didn't really look that deep at the auction. These are two mine disaster cards. Cherry Mine Disaster. Cherry, Illinois. 259 people died in that coal mine fire. These are two disaster cards, RPPCs. One is a crowd on Sunday, 1909, and the one on the right is the escape shaft. I figure I found some other Cherry Mine Disaster cards, $45, $50, been a couple years. I put these at $65. They're clean cards, unused, good, I mean very good condition. And with escape shaft and the crowds, I'm going to shoot for $65 a piece. And here's the comp I found that I used. Cherry Mine Disaster, shaft open. It sold, this is the Worth Point comp, $70 to $80. And the other one was $50. That's kind of where I went in there. I might go a little higher, but to be conservative for this video and stuff, and just a minimal research, I'm going to stick with 65. Maybe I'll shoot for a little higher when I go to list it on there. But that's how I came up with that. And I have these cards right here. So I put them in dividers on there. and that's what they look like in real life on there. Look at that shaft right up there. I mean, these are, when are you going to see another one of these? I didn't see these exact ones out there, so, but I still got a little bit more digging to do. But I thought those were pretty neat. Disaster, local, Illinois. I think they'll go pretty good. So the next thing, I did find the Halloween card the auctioneer was talking about. Now, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I never find Halloweens. This is probably the most Halloweens I've found in years. A lot of people have problems pricing these because they are special and you don't want to lose money. People get nervous. I don't know all the artists. I'm not an expert in Halloween cards. I did my best. These are called, the first one here is this one right here. And I'll put it on the big screen too. And it is posted. You get a better view on the big screen. It's got black cats, pumpkins, a full moon, Halloween. This is a Barton Spooner, is what the artist, whatever it is, on there. That's number one. The next one is another Barton Spooner. Now, I didn't find any comps on this one. I thought this one would be easier to find on there, but that's there. And these cards are in really good condition. The edges and everything, and they lay flat. Look at the bottom right of the card here. It says The Witch. And then on the back it has Halloween series number 980. I put all that in. It hasn't found anything. I still got some, even in WorthPoint or eBay or the web. So I just can't find this card. This card is really good condition, this Witch card. On there, it's embossed. So that's another Barton Spooner. So what am I going to put these up for? Now, my first thought is I went through and tried to find Halloween. Oh my God, I got tons of stuff. So black cats, pumpkins. I finally got in WorthPoint down to this. Barton Spooner, the same card, $30. That was in 2021. 2021 again, $37. 2016, $14. 2022, $30. And then another one for $40. So conservatively in my head, quick comp, $45 is what these things might go for. But they're Halloween. And I'm doing this video in October, and I got this in October. So I'm going to jump on it. I'm probably going to raise that up and just shoot for the world and do best offer and test the market and manage it and just see what it does. But that's where I came up with these two cards. Now, I think the Witch is might be special. If anybody out there knows anything about that Witch one, or if I'm a little low on these, on there. But those are the comps, and that's what I'm riding with. I haven't listed, time of this video, I haven't listed them yet, because I'm still a little cautious on these, trying to figure out what the prices are that went. Now, just because something says $40 is all it's sold for, does not mean I can't put this up for $90. You're gonna, when I sell these covers sell for $1 free shipping on eBay. I'm not going to sell this for $1. They go for $4.55 free shipping. All of them. Someone wants it. I move them all the time. I'm 4 times more, 5 times more than what the dollar is. Just because it's sold for $1 doesn't mean I have to follow along. So if that Witch card is good and I want to put it up for $200, I'll put it up for $200. See what it does. I'll manage it. If I get offers in the $100 range, maybe I'll drop it down to $150 and maybe I'll get a $120 offer. I'm not in a hurry to sell them, but I'm also don't want to give it away, but I want to price it to sell. I'm not in the business of keeping these things. I need to turn over my money. So I'm not worried about losing $10 or $1 or $5. I want to get in the ballpark. And you're going to see how much I paid for these cards at the end here. When I calculate everything up I'm going through, you're going to see why ephemera can be deceiving. But that's the 2 Halloween cards. He said he saw 2. He's okay with me. There's 2. I found another one. This one's even more elusive. More weird. This is a Bernhardt Wall Halloween card. It is a plain card. No colors, it's just whatever. Halloween greetings, I wish you a most joyous Eve, my friend. It's got a cat, jack-o'-lantern broom, and a full moon going over a city. 1916. Postmark, Iowa. Very good condition. All these cards were. Here's a comp for this card from Worth Point. On 2020, May 2020, one of these cards sold for $227. I don't see why. So in the back of my mind is, why is this there? Is it the artist? I'm like I said, I'm not an artist sign guy, and I don't do a lot of Halloween. There's some other comps out there for the same card in earlier years for $14 to $20 to $30. But then this one pops out for $227. So what would you do? Go back to the 40 and just say sell it? Or you want, I mean, if someone bought this thing for $227, is it that one special collector? I'm going to put this thing to the highest with best offer probably. I'll put it at $250, best offer, and see what it does. Maybe there's something on here. Maybe this is elusive. I don't see any for sale out there. I've seen the sold ones. Here we go again. 3 Halloween cards in that nasty album. That is the most I've ever found that on there. Now let's look at some of the other ephemera you saw in the video. Some of it I'm not doing anything with. It's going to the flea market or garbage. This album here was a Beetles thing. It's nicely kept, flat. It's a newspaper type paper. Comps between $20 and $30. I'll sell it at the flea market probably for $20. That's what I put on it. Rin-Tin-Tin. There's comps out there $30 to $40 for this thing. I figure $20. It's a kennel ration promo of Rin-Tin-Tin signature. I guess he can write. That thing will sell, and here's the comp for it. Right there, $30. And that's from Worth Point. It sold in January of this year for $30. Who knew? That was in the bottom of the pile. I also had some other albums that had family pictures and stuff like that. I keyed in on these photos here. There's 2, 4, 6, 7 photos of old cars. I'll figure I'll put them in one lot. I'm going to get about $10 for it. If that. But I said $10. All the other photos that I could take out of the album, one of the photos were glued in, that went in the garbage. There's nothing I can do with it. Or I put it in the box for the flea market is what I did. And someone at the flea market might buy it for crafts. I put them all together, had a handful of things, I put them in a little box. I sent them to Sarah and Adam at Pittsburgh Picker. They do photos, she loves them, she does a very good job with them. Off they went, they're going to Pittsburgh. It's on its way. Then we get into the Hollywood photos. I don't do a lot of these, but I like them. There was 40 of them. I figure $8 a piece average. That's $320 in 40 photos. I'm going to price them to sell. I'm going to put them on a mat, put them and bag them, bag and board them. So I might have to go up a little bit more than $8. Depends, but you'll see what I have into these things. But there's one of Luke and Leah right there. I did find one of that, but it was a signed one. And then there's Julie Garden and Mickey Rooney. There's Robert Wagner on there. Just a lot of different ones in there. And they're in pretty good shape. So once I bag and board them, I think they're going to be something, might be long tail. But if I can get $8 to $10 for these, I'll be happy. $320. Then there was a tray of NASA. As you guys probably know, I'm looking for NASA stuff in the last year. These are nice photos. I got a ton of them. I figured it's $6 a piece. $60. So let me walk through my conservative estimate, what I'm going to get out of this. So the holiday greeting cards. The holiday cards that I found, 173 of them, $1 a piece, 173 on Whatnot. The regular divided back cards and stuff that I'll list had 183, $5 a piece, $915. Those 22 average RPPCs, might be more, might be less, $220. The 2 mine disaster cards, the escape shaft and the crowd, $65 a piece. So $130. The Halloween cards, I might go high on that one Bernhardt Wall one. I'm going to put it for $250. Just see what it does. Will I get it? I don't know. But you'll see at the end here where we can play with that. And the 2 Bart Spooner cards will be $45. They'll probably go a little higher since it's Halloween, and just see what the market will bear, but $45. The Beetles magazine, $20. The Rin-Tin-Tin, $20. The car photos, $10. The Hollywood photos, $320, $300. NASA photos, $60. So how did I do? So there was a total, with all the postcards and everything, a total of 436 items that it was savable from this buy for $400. So I paid $400. So you take 400 divided by 436, I paid 92 cents a piece. I think that's doable. Less than $1. Now you got to count the stuff that I threw away, but I still ended up with 92. What I got left, I still had 92 cents a piece. All the listing price I went through adds up to $2,548. Even if I have to bring that one card from $250 down to $90 or whatever, it still keeps me over $2,000 gross sales. And the average list price, if these numbers hold, is about $5.84 a piece. And the listing prices will vary. They could go up, could go down. I could do some more digging, and some of that stuff isn't worth a darn. Or some of the stuff could be worth more, like those RPPCs. I might find one that's worth $40, or one that's worth $3, $4. I won't list it for $3, but that's my ephemeral lot. I have a lot of work to do. And little different things, the photos and stuff a little different. Got some flea market stuff I'll put in the trailer, but that was one ugly album. Would you have done this? That's all I got for you today. Just sharing a little bit. You guys have a good one, and hope you find an ugly album with 3 Halloween cards in it. I'll catch you on the next one.